What's up, everybody? This is Storm Batiste coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, and welcome back. Bringing you everything I think every man should know, no matter if you're white, black, skinny, or fat. These are the facts and everything every man should know about savings, investing, and dating in the 21st century, right? So we're talking to the millennials. And so in order to save as many lives as possible, I want to touch on dating for the men. But more specifically, ways to tell if she's really not that into you. Now, a lot of people don't get it. I get it, but I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to live your life, but I can at least point out the obvious signs that she's probably not that into you, right? So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into 10 ways to tell if she's playing you, and that's okay. Everybody, it gets done to everybody. I'm only speaking from personal experience or from stuff I've witnessed firsthand. So remember that. Like, nobody's perfect, but we get back out there. That's the most important part. So number 10, the ex. So if she's still entertaining her ex, obviously she still has feelings for him. She's probably using you just as in the meantime, as a scapegoat, just for something to do when there's nothing to do. I know that sounds, cliche, but that's the truth. Like, if she's keeping him around, she has feelings for him still. So he's probably not acting right. He's probably not treating her the right way, giving her the right time. So she's gonna talk to somebody that is, and you're that guy. You're kind of like filling in a slot. But as soon as he act right, then she's gonna pretty much drop you, and it's just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, we worked things out. I'm just not liking you like that. The excuses are endless. Going into number 9, you're the secret. So this is as a rule of thumb, if her friends don't know you exist, then you don't exist. Again, if her friends don't know you exist, then you don't exist. Because girls talk about everything with their friends. And from personal experience, I was talking to this girl for a week, and her friend, like all her friends knew, like, because we had kind of like the same circle. They were all, oh, so y'all, she can't keep it together because she's so excited to have somebody and she wants to show you off. She's not doing that. She's not introducing you to family, obviously, later on down the road. And it's probably not going anywhere. She might even be embarrassed to you. You might bring other qualities to the table. Could be a number of things, but long term, it's probably not going to be anything that she takes seriously. Number 8, social media. Like I said, we're in the 21st century. Everybody has social media. So you follow her, she follows you. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, any of it. So she hasn't texted you all day, but she's on Snapchat, she's on Instagram, she's on Twitter. She's blowing it up like, oh, so bored, need something to do today. Wow, that's if I don't like, I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. That's like disrespect to the max, and that's like a bitch slap to the face. So she's doing that. She's not taking you seriously. Just leave. Just leave as fast as you can. Number 7, the dry texter. If she can go days without texting you, or even just all day without texting you, she's not that into you. I know people working 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 5. I don't text people all day. But if I'm thinking about somebody, I promise I'm going to text them after I get off of work, or either before I go to work, or at some point before the end of that 24-hour span that we have every single day. So if you're not doing that, or she's not doing that, let's be honest, she's got you on the bottom of the priority list, and it's probably not that serious, and she's not as into you as you are into her if you're looking for that text and you're not getting it. Number 6, you're the convenience. So you guys can hang out, but it's pretty much only on her time. It's only when her friends have something else to do. It's only when she has nothing else to do. So this is when you get those texts on like randomly a Friday night. She hadn't texted you all day or for 2 days, but you get a text Friday night or Saturday night like, hey, what you doing? Hey, let's go get drinks. Hey, let's go do this, that, and the other. But you just gave her your schedule and told her all these days you were free. She was like, nah, I got to do all this other stuff. I can't do it those days. But now all of a sudden, on her time, she's good to go. Moving into number 5, money equals time. So if every time y'all go out, you're spending money, it's never just that one-on-one time. It's never just maybe getting to know each other. I know this sounds cliche. A walk in the park, maybe a free concert. If you're in New York, Smorgasburg, there's a million different things you can do for free. Doesn't always have to be money. But if she's pretty much like always wanting like to go out to a bar, get something to eat, she wants a free meal or she wants to drink, she probably had a long week. She knows you're gonna give her that decent conversation. You're not gonna annoy her, and you're gonna buy everything, no questions asked. So keep that in mind. Number 4, don't touch my phone. And granted, you get a little bit of wiggle room with this. I don't really like when people touch my phone. There's a reason why I don't like when people touch my phone. It's probably because I'm texting other people. So imagine that I'm her. I don't want you to touch my phone. It's probably because there's other guys on there she doesn't want you to see, which means you're on the team. You might even be a starter on the team, but you're on the team. So keep that in mind. You're not the only one. She doesn't want you to see that. She's entertaining other people. There's nothing like that important that she has to be that super protective over her phone. Number 3, you can hang out, but any number of excuses will really work. She has to do dishes. She has to pay the rent. She has to work. She has to wash the house. Her mom's coming into town. She got a babysit. Literally, if you want to see somebody, you're going to see them. Excuses really don't matter, but if people make them, it's because they really don't want to do whatever that thing is. Number 2, it's just a physical thing. Sometimes it's just a hookup. Sometimes that's all it is. She texts you and it's great, but all you guys talk about is, sex. Every time you hang out, you end up having sex. So, if it's just a hookup, it's just a hookup. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. But take it for what it is. If you start talking about being more serious, she gets kind of weird. It gets awkward. She's like, and it's not, a real thing. And if she always just brings it back to sex, it's just a hookup. Number 1. If she and I took this from Kodak Black, I can lie to you, but don't you lie to me. This is just disrespect. If you do something and then she just gets upset about it and just loses it, but then when you do the exact same thing, all of a sudden, it's okay. Or I'm sorry, I just said that completely backwards. So you do something to her and then she gets upset, but then when you do it to her, it's like, okay, that's fine. I still feel like I said it backwards. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is if you can do it, if she can do it and not get in trouble, but then you can't, you get in trouble, then that's not like an even balance. That's not fair across the board. So that's just disrespectful. If you talk about her friends, she said, don't talk about my friends. You're like, okay, she talks about your friends. You step up. Why are you getting so mad at just your friend? Don't talk about my friend. It can go for whatever. But if she can do it to you and then you can't do it to her, that's not going to work. At least for me, from personal experience. And that's all 10 right there. So again, this is Stormy T's coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, bringing you everything I think every man should know. No matter if you're white, black, skinny, or fat, these are the facts and everything you should know about savings, investing, and dating in the 21st century. If you liked the video, I always appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, let me get some feedback. This is just episode number 2, so we're going to keep this going. We're still working out things, but I appreciate you listening.